is Shelby. I go by Stitches by Shelby here on YouTube and also over on Instagram, and welcome back for Flosstube number 32. If you're new here, Flosstube is the little corner of YouTube where we talk mostly about cross stitch. Sometimes I share other crafts as well, but it's mostly cross stitch. I hope you all had a great couple of weeks. I have been busy. I've been doing stuff the past couple weeks. That's very unusual for me. We had a family reunion over Labor Day, and then on Labor Day, my husband and I and some of my other family went to the Renaissance Festival in Michigan. We have Henna with us here today. She does not make an appearance as often as Apricot, so we're lucky today. I actually had to shut Apricot in the other room because he has just been all over me today, like up in my face, and nobody wanted to see that on camera. So, but we went to the Renaissance Festival and we decided to dress up, which was super fun. So I'll try to put in a picture somewhere. Yeah, we've just had a good couple of weeks. I have been doing some crafting, although not quite as much as I maybe have in the past. I've been doing a lot of like organizing and cleaning lately. I've been very much in the mood to like get my stuff together and sort through it all. So like I went through all of my floss to make sure my floss list was up to date. I organized my craft room yesterday. Yeah, just doing a lot of stuff. So that's felt good, but not quite as much crafting, but I've worked on a lot of different projects, so I still have a lot of stuff to show you. So first of all, we'll start off with new starts. I have had one new start in the past couple of weeks, but it's actually a secret stitch. I was invited to participate in a Halloween smalls swap with a bunch of people, but anyways, so I don't want my partner to know what I'm stitching for them. They also don't know who they are, but so it probably doesn't really matter, but I will give you just a little sneak peek of the pattern that I picked. I'm very excited. I think they're gonna like it a lot. There is none of the exciting parts of the pattern, but once it's finished, I will film a little segment before I send it off to them, so you'll get to see it then. But that was my new start for the past couple of weeks. I'm still kind of trucking along on that. Also, later on, I will talk about the hoop that this is in because I'm really excited about these hoops. So that was my only new start. I have worked on a fair amount of whips though, so we can get into that. The first thing I've worked on since my last video was the Supernatural Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitcher. I'll put in the cover image right there. I have really been enjoying this still. I thought I was maybe going to catch up because there was like a 2-week break in there. I did not, but it's okay. I'm going to catch up after my other stitch alongs end. Not that I've really been working on those either, but it's all good. But I am really enjoying the Supernatural Stitch Alongs. So here's where I'm at. So I think since the last time you've seen it, I know I added the zombie and the djinn, but maybe I added the changeling too. I can't remember. But anyways, I have been working diligently on this. In all seriousness, I do love this pattern. And so I worked my way across the top, and then I'm working down the side. And then I did barely start the angel is the next one here. And then a part came out this past weekend too, but I don't remember what it is. But that part goes right underneath the zombie there, so. I'm about 2 parts behind right now, but it's all good, feeling good. I've actually been knitting a lot these past couple of weeks, but only one project. I'll show you that at the very end. So that is the Supernatural Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitcher. I'm stitching it on 36 count Bronze Age by Bestitch Me, and I'm using all the called for DMC colors. All right, the next thing that I worked on is the Galaxy Temperature Stitch Along by Climbing Goat Designs. I'll put in a mock-up of the finished item right there. I feel like a lot of people have been doing temperature stitch alongs this year, and I definitely joined the bandwagon. So here's what mine is looking like so far, and it is up to date. I stitched on it this morning, so it is caught up to as of yesterday. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can tell, but we're getting some cooler weather. So like these pinks and yellows. Today it's a high of 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's wonderful. I love the fall weather. I had my first fall Starbucks drink. I got the apple spice oat milk Frappuccino. So not really a coffee drink, but it was very good. I would recommend it. So I'm stitching this on 16 count black Aida, and I'm just using the color gradient provided by the designer. And yeah, I'm enjoying this. I don't know if I'm gonna do another one next year or not. I've seen a few patterns that I really like. There was one that was like all birds. I'll try to put in pictures if I can find them here. And Climbing Goat Designs actually did another space themed one of like a supernova, which is really cool. I will put in a picture of that one there as well. But I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with stitch alongs. So in 2020, which was my first like full year of stitching, I did 2 big stitch alongs and I loved them. But then in 2021, I was like, all right, I need to take a break from stitch alongs. But then I kind of felt like left out of all like the year-long ones. So then this year I joined year-long ones again, or like most of the year, but now I'm feeling overwhelmed by that again. So I don't know. I think probably 2023 is going to be another break from stitch alongs, but it's okay. It's all right. Next up is Ghost Stories by the Witchy Stitcher. I started this for my birthday week this past year. I did like a week of birthday starts and this was one of them. So I'd worked on it only one day before and now I worked on it 2 days. So here's where I got to. We were having some very fall weather a couple weeks, maybe last week. And I just wanted to stitch on something Halloween-y and I stitched on this and we watched Practical Magic, which I had never seen before. And I'm really happy with how this is turning out. And I really don't have all that much more to go. I just have to do like the ghost body and then the white ghost in the center. And then that's pretty much it. So it's not a very big pattern. So hopefully like pretty soon here I'll be able to finish this up. I've been hankering for a finish lately, so this would be a good quick one to pull out. It is stitched on 32 count Fright Night by Fortnite fabrics. That is that's good alliteration there. And I'm using all the called for colors. This came as a kit in the Black Needle Society Trick or Treat box last year. So I'm even using all of the fancy flosses, which I don't normally do. Next up is a very wrinkly Touch of Magic stitch along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'll put in the cover image right there. Another part did come out since you last saw this, and I did barely start it. I was trying to do some car cross stitch, but this was harder for me to do in the car, so I ended up knitting instead. But that's what it's looking like all together. And I'm very excited to get back to this one. I have to work on my secret stitch some more, but then this will probably be the next project I pull out. So I'm stitching this. I got a kit for this, so I'm stitching this on the 32 count gray even weave. I'm using all the called for colors, which are all DMC. And I did get the matching needle minder for this too. And I am really determined to stay on top of this one because I would like to, like, as soon as this last part comes out, I really just want to like finish it and then I can put it up because I already have all my Halloween decor up and I have since July. All right, and then the last project, cross stitch project that I work on, I still have some more stuff to show you. In the past couple of weeks, I worked on Mini Contessa with Squid by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll put in the cover image right there. And I didn't work on this as much as I was hoping to, but I did work on it a little bit, which is better than not at all. So here's where I'm at with it. I'm working on this third page down here, and this is like the bottom of the third page, so I'm getting really close to, well, relatively close to a finish. A page finish, I should clarify. I am stitching this on 28 count Ivory Lugana, and I'm just doing 2 strands of floss over one, and I'm stitching it just with 10 stitch or like the half cross stitch. I'm using all the called for DMCs as well. And yeah, I really like doing this full coverage, the 2/1 half stitch. I feel like it makes it go really fast. On this small of a count fabric, I can't really see, like, I don't feel like it impacts the overall effect. And it'll make it a more manageable size piece. When I was initially considering doing this project, I was looking at doing the full size one, and then I calculated out how big it would be even on 28 count, and it was just going to be absolutely massive. And I was like, when I die, I don't know if I'm going to have any relatives that are like weird enough to appreciate the level of weirdness that this pattern is, which I love. I love it. I'm so excited to have her on my wall. So I decided to do a slightly more manageable size in the hopes that maybe it won't end up at Goodwill. But either way, I am really excited to finish this, but obviously I still have a ways to go, but it's been fun just to pick it up occasionally here and there. So also in the last couple of weeks, I purchased some embroidery kits. I'll show you the other one in a minute. Actually, not kits, there's a whole story behind this. So I saw Top Knot Stitcher had a embroidery kit by Jessica Long Embroidery. I have dabbled in embroidery, and I have actually done one of Jessica Long's kits before, and I thought it was I had a great experience with it. And so then that led me down the rabbit hole of going to her website and seeing what other kits and stuff she had. And then I realized that she sells her just just printed fabric, which is my biggest issue with embroidery. Is I don't like transferring the pattern to the fabric. I feel like I never do it like quite well enough, and that impacts the overall design because I can't have like straight lines. So I bought 2 of those, and I did start on this one. This is just a little tiny guy. It's a little octopus, and I don't know if you can see very well. I'm just working on the black outline. I'll show you the back because that's like more obvious about what I've done. But that's where I'm at so far. And I want to get back to this, but I love that she sells just the printed fabrics because that, well, it worked. I bought 2 patterns. So I'm trying to get a little bit more back into embroidery. I found this girl on Instagram who just went to the Royal School of Needlework, and they do a lot of embroidery classes. So that kind of inspired me to like investigate that a little bit. I won't be going there anytime soon, but it kind of inspired me to get back to dabble in embroidery a little bit. So this is the octopus, and yeah, it should be a pretty quick stitch once I do it, but I've been knitting a lot lately, which is what I'm going to show you next. And her patterns come really nicely too. They're very well printed. Let me see if I can. So they come on like full pieces of paper. They're very well printed. And she always includes a like beginner stitch guide too, which is very useful. So I would recommend her patterns if you are interested in trying embroidery, especially because if you don't need like the full kit, because a lot of us already have hoops and needles and DMC and such, being able to just get the printed fabric is a huge draw for me. She has a ton of really cute ones too. Okay, and then the grand finale that I have been hinting at for the whole video, I have been knitting a lot these past couple of weeks. I have been working on the Botanical Tee by Knitatude. I'll put in the cover image right there while I sort out my work. And I have knit like I'm almost finished. I will finish probably in the next couple of days if I keep working on it at the rate I have been. So I did the front panel already, and now I'm working on the back panel. So the front is longer than the back currently. Hopefully you're getting an idea of what that looks like. It has this beautiful lace work on it. It's just getting stretched out at the top. So it has this beautiful lace work. And then I'm working on the back side, which has these really pretty eyelets. I don't know if you can, yeah, you could see those. And I have been really enjoying working on this. This is my first time doing lace, and it really wasn't nearly as bad as I was anticipating. I saw a lot of things like on knitting Instagram where people were like afraid to try lace, and I was like, oh no, is this gonna be like, did I make a mistake? But no, her pattern has been wonderful. Very, very easy to follow. I never felt like there was anything that I wasn't sure on. I'm very impressed with the quality of this pattern. So I am making a few adjustments. Well, first of all, I made an accidental adjustment. I made a mistake. On this first section of lace, as you can see, it doesn't have the same like joining effect as the rest of the leaves do. And I think it's because I repeated the wrong row. So instead of like progressing the lace pattern, I did like the same row. It doesn't impact the overall like stitch, just the visual effect a little bit. I think it'll be okay though, because I often like do like a little French tuck with my shirts, you know, so I'll have the front piece tucked in. You won't even see it anyways. Or if I wear it with a skirt, I'll have it all tucked in. So, and then the other thing I did is I eliminated one of the lace repeats to make it a little bit shorter, because the original pattern looked like it was pretty long, like it was hitting like at hips or a little below, and I wanted it to hit more like maybe just above my hips. So I'm hoping that that works out the way I want it to. And then the other adjustment that I did is I did more decreases in the shoulders, because I'm hoping to make it more like a little less boxy. I want it to be like slightly more tank top style compared to how the original design is like more of like a t-shirt kind of boxy style. We'll see how that works out. I'm trying to just trust the process right now because I have no way of knowing if this is gonna work, but I'm crossing my fingers and I'm having a really good time knitting this. I am knitting it with True Boo by Lion Brand. It's a bamboo yarn in the color Mushroom. And I I am knitting the size 2XL, which is actually, like, compared to the measurements, it's bigger than I needed, but I was having a little bit of trouble getting gauge. And since I did block my swatch, but I'm not exactly sure how well it was gonna block. So I decided to size up and then try to block it to the actual size that I need measurements, if that makes any sense. I'm not saying anybody should do this. I'm well aware that I should just try to get accurate gauge, but I didn't do that. So, yeah, I'm thinking it's all gonna work out. It's supposed to be kind of a loose shirt, so if it's a little too big, it's fine. So yeah, so that's my knitting. I have been loving that lately. And this really just kind of put me in the mood for knitting. Knitatude's patterns in general, I just really love. They are all very like modern. They look like stuff I would wear. And I've been watching a few other, well, I've been watching Knitted by Whitney on YouTube lately. I'll link her below. And she has really inspired me to try some new patterns. She's been a knitter for about 7 years, and she has made some really beautiful stuff. And she's very open about her process and the things that went right and the things that went wrong. And I've just been really enjoying watching her videos, so I will link that. I will link her channel down below. But she also has an Instagram, and we have really similar styles, so I have been very enabled by her. So that is my knitting. So now I'm gonna do haul, and then I'm gonna do a quick movie talk actually. But if you don't wanna stay for those, I totally understand. Thank you so much for joining us. You know the drill. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you liked me, please subscribe. See my next videos. I am creeping up towards 2,000 subscribers, which is incredible. And so if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to subscribe, you should do that, because at 2,000 I'll do another giveaway, so maybe you could win something. Also, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you were working on during this video. I love hearing about what everybody's doing and working on while they watch. That brings me a lot of joy, so leave a comment with that. And if you're sticking around, I'll show you my haul. So I hinted at hoops earlier today, earlier in this video. I wanted to share these hoops that I got from Amazon. So there are 4 sizes. The 2 smallest sizes are in use. They are made out of beechwood. And I, like many cross stitchers, have been frustrated by the hoops that you can purchase at the craft store in the past that are bamboo and generally a little bit warped, and they just don't tighten the fabric the way you want to. I can get my fabric super, super tight with these hoops, and it stays tight. It even came with like a screwdriver so that you could tighten the hoop as much as you wanted. So I will link these down below. I think it was under $20 for the set. I obviously wouldn't use these for framing. If I was gonna frame something in a hoop, I would buy the less expensive hoops. But for like stitching, I usually use Q-snaps because I like how tight they can get my fabric. But if sometimes, you know, you have a smaller piece of fabric that won't quite fit in a Q-snap. So I would really recommend these hoops. Also, you can get so much closer to the edge with hoops, which I kind of forgot about, how much like room in a Q-snap like you just can't use on the back. I guess unless you like flip it the other way, but yeah, so that's kind of nice to be able to access the back of my work. So yeah, beechwood embroidery hoops. I will link these down below, because if you wanted like a lighter weight option compared to a Q-snap or something smaller for travel, these are fantastic. The next thing I got was my other Jessica Long embroidery pattern, which was the original one that I saw on Abby's website, but I just got the fabric from Jessica Long. So here it is. It is Autumn Birds. Love those fall colors. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And there's the printed fabric. So this one didn't come colored. This one just came gray, but still the pattern is very well printed on there. It'll be really easy to follow. And I think I'll end up with a better product. And I didn't have to buy the full kit. So very excited about that. I'll link her website down below, because she has just, if you like animal embroidery, she has a ton of patterns. Next, I have my next Bird Crush Club, which is the American Goldfinch. So cute. I love that color fabric too. There's the picture that it was based off of, and it always comes with the fancy flosses, which this time is one for the bird. It's that bright yellow. In case you're keeping track, that is 9 Bird Crush clubs in my possession and 1 stitched. So we're doing really well, really good. The last piece of haul I got, We Are Knitters had a sale, and I had my eye on another Knitatude pattern because now I'm obsessed for a while, but it was just a little bit out of my well, not a little bit, it was out of my price range. I find knitting to be a much more expensive craft than cross stitch. I know you can use like store brand yarns and make it a little bit more affordable, but I don't know, I got spoiled working with wool on a couple of projects, and now every time I'm knitting with something that's not wool, I'm like, you know what would make this better if it was knit with wool. So anyways, so I gotta be strategic about my knitting purchases because I need them to not make me go horribly over budget. But anyways, We Are Knitters had a sale, and so I got the kit for the Easy Eyelet sweater scarf by Knitatude. So it's really cool. It's knit all in one really long piece, and then you like stick your arms in the ribbed portion, which is the sleeve, and you like wrap it around your body, and then you stick your other arm in, and you can cross it in the front or the back. So the sale was 30% off. And then I also, normally this comes with 2 sets of needles. You need 2 different needle sizes, but I have the Chiagu circular needle set, so I did not need the needles, and so they give you an option to take off the needles, and that saved me about almost $20 by not having to buy the needles. So really I just got the yarn, and then it came with like some stickers and stuff, but I got it in this gray color, which I think will be really pretty, and it's the Mary Paca. Let me see if the colorway is on here. I think it might just be called gray, but I really like this color. So it came with all the yarn. With shipping, I only paid $60 for this, which I really don't think is too bad for, you know, wool yarn in this quantity. So I'm very excited to get started on that. So once I finish the Botanical Tee, this will probably be my next project. As far as plans go, I want to keep working on the Botanical Tee. Whenever I finish that, I would like to start my next knitting project, the sweater scarf. And other than that, I'm just gonna I gotta work on my secret stitch a little bit more. I need to work on my stitch alongs, but I'm trying not to hold myself to any really firm goals just because that makes it not fun, you know? So yeah, so I'm feeling good about my crafting right now and feeling very organized, which is nice. I feel like I have my life together a little bit more. Yeah, so that is all the crafty stuff. I normally do a book talk at the end, but most of the books I've been reading lately are just like meh, so-so, and I don't want to talk about books I don't like because I didn't like them and that's kind of boring. And second of all, some people might really like these books, and I don't want to like taint your like perception of these books if you decide to read them later, because I personally didn't like them because it wasn't what I was looking for at the moment. So anyways, long story boring, we're not doing book talk today, but I did want to tell you about a movie that I saw this past week. This is a horror movie, so if you don't like horror movies, I absolutely would not recommend it, but it is called Barbarian, and it just came out. It's very new, and holy cow, it was really good. If you are a horror movie fan, you know, you watch a lot of bad horror movies, and you just kind of expect that going in, and so I always go in with pretty low expectations, but I've been hearing a lot of positive buzz for this one, and so I was excited, and it did not disappoint. I think the marketing was very well done. The trailer did not give too much away. I feel like that happens a lot with horror movies, like The Invitation that just came out gave away like the entire plot basically in the trailer. This definitely did not do that. It was so intense. I was just really pleasantly surprised, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I like want to go see it again because once you know like the full story, I want to see it from like the beginning. But I really liked it. I'll link the trailer down below. But if you like to go to the movies, if you like horror movies, I think this one is worth your time. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you were working on, and subscribe if you want to. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.